Hi, my name's Ashley Chandler. I'm 28 years old. I was born and raised into an Episcopalian family. I went to an Episcopalian church growing up until about my teenage years, and then I stopped going, kind of got interested in boys and school and work and other things like that. Towards the end of high school, I asked my parents for a Bible, and they gave me one for Christmas, a King James version. I had no idea what to do with it, and I opened it up and was just like, where do I start? So I put it under my bed and never really looked at it again. Got into my 20s through college and through friends, and I just started doing the typical, going out with friends, doing my own thing, entering the public scene, and got into a lot of really bad situations. And I remember a conversation I had with one of my friends, and he told me about his relationship with Jesus Christ and how he was saved, and I was not interested at all. I thought I lost my friend. He was boring. I wanted nothing to do with it. Just for the next year or so, I just cringed when anyone even mentioned religion, mentioned Jesus. I had no idea who he was. I didn't want to know. A few years after that, into like my later 20s, I met Adam, and Adam is now my husband, and we started dating, and I went to a church with my friend, and it was a non-denominational church. And when we went, I remember hearing people talk about God and talking about Jesus and the relationship with Jesus, and I liked the message, but I really had no idea what they were saying or how to be a part of this church family. I asked him on the phone. He was living in New Jersey and I was in Virginia. And I said, I want to know what it's like to be a part of the church family, to have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And he said, oh, well, I can help you with that. I was, raised in Christian schools, and my family's Christian. I can help you with that. The next time I saw Adam, he had bought me a study Bible and just kind of tried to introduce me to just the religion aspect and to have a relationship with Jesus. And soon after, I decided I wanted to be a part of this. I wanted to be a Christian. I wanted to know what that was. So I started taking steps towards that. I eventually moved up here to New Jersey from Virginia. I got a job in my career, and I moved closer to Adam. So that was all a win-win for me. And he brought me to Fellowship Community Church, and I just fell in love with Pastor Mark. He just captivated me. I loved his personality. I loved his spirit. And I began going to Alpha, and I began to learn a little bit more about everything, and I started to really feel comfortable where I was. As soon as I started getting comfortable with church, and I was living up here for a little while, I decided that, because Adam and I loved each other and we wanted to get married eventually, that it would be a good idea for him to move in with me. Over the next few months, I just felt very overwhelmed with the fact that I felt like I was doing something wrong. And we both kind of felt that way, but we kept telling each other, well, we love each other. We're going to get married one day. It's okay. We got engaged in June 2013. And from that moment on, we just started doing life together and still went to church and just hid from Christian friends and some family that we lived together. And we just didn't bring it up in conversation. On our first year being engaged, we started marriage counseling here. And the first question Pastor Ralph asked us was, do you or have you lived together? And I just felt my heart drop in my stomach, and I just knew, and Adam knew, that we needed to really surrender ourselves to God, and that this is not the life He wants for us, and we need to start our marriage out on the right foot, and we just decided to move forward. A week later, Adam moved out, and we just began doing life as well as we could with God's help and just trusting and surrendering to Him. We got married in October 2014, and everything has just been a whirlwind. We've experienced a lot of issues with society stuff, jobs, family, friends, everything, money, whatever. but we've really grown very close to each other, and we're trying so desperately to just hold on to the love of God and just keep our relationship in His hands. I'm ready to be baptized, and I'm ready to just proclaim my love and trust and faith in Jesus Christ and my future in Him, and I'm just ready to just surrender.